All right, ladies and gentlemen, game one of AAA versus AMZN. This is to see who advances. Both teams have won their respective games. One team will win, one team will lose. Let's see what we have. So AAA bringing with them Schlieffen, secondary spec, Ohio, typical kind of sniper spec.
Just saw these guys, so that looks pretty much the same.
Pretty much, yeah. It looks to me like the exact same lineup, actually. You got your Brizzy, your Marcilli, your Des Moines, your Salem, your Marceau, your Z42, and your Gearing. It looks like pretty much the same line, and I think they're even going to the same parts of the map.
Looks that way, doesn't it? In fact,
Ooh. Go ahead.
All right, let's have a quick peek at the bottom end of the map. Having a look at the AMZN lineup, our first time getting a glimpse at these guys in the event. And Zath, what do my wondering eyes but appear? A Bergonia.
That's why I was so excited a minute ago.
A Bergonia. We were literally just talking about the fact I would not be shocked to see Bergonia, and there one appears with Alexa. What's my PR? I love the names of these guys, Zath. And then look next to him in the Napoli, Prime Same Day Ship.
I love it. I love it.
Anyways, AMZN's battleship lineup, a Schlieffen, that's a Bergonia. Now, you have to think, I'm going to let you talk about Bergonia in just a moment. The Schlieffen build, that is Danny Loves over here. That is almost a full secondary build. He is running the Hydro mod. He's not running IFHE, but he's got quite a bit of power packed into the secondaries there.
And damage control module 1 as well, in slot 1.
Fronted by 4 cruisers. That is IM Coop's Brisbane here, of course, packing the radar. Man with an RX-7's Des Moines. We've seen him in many of these tournaments. He's running a legendary Des Moines there with RPF. Cowboys Gearing out here in front. You know he's going to be a Smoke. Yep, Smoke legendary torpedo Gearing there. Gonna play that flank in front of his cruisers. Twyers Harugamo here working up the gap along the southwest side of the B cap. Nothing fancy there. Basically an RPF build. A little bit of extra gunpowder. I missed GM Schwartz's Des Moines, also a legendary RPF build. And then we looked at Prime Same Day a minute ago. That was the Napoli. Rounding things out there, we have Bezos' Radar Yu-Yang. Yep, yes. A little Radar Yang there with a torpedo build. And that covers everybody. So there's the lineups. Quick look at early deployments. And already the Marceau mostly done with the B-cap.
Yeah, interesting. The Hargumo is not doing the 420 Blazed build, instead going for more of a generalist build. Actually, more, I guess you could say like a destroyer assassin build, if you will. Going for guns and radio location.
Which one? Which ship are you talking about again?
Tours Hargumo, south of B.
Oh yes, yeah. He's definitely got like a ton invested in the gunpowder there between RPF and the range. He's also got range mod.
Yep.
Right. So he's obviously setting up to sit somewhere. Oh, not mod, range skill, reload mod, but range captain skill. Look at the 4 point range skill. So he's obviously setting up there to do some spamming.
Speaking of spamming, Cossix is lit. Now here comes Tyr. He's going to smoke. Unfortunately, he's not perfectly set to use all of his guns, but he's going to get the ones he's got available into action. That's Danny loves his Hydro with the Schlieffen.
Classics, Classics caught under Danny's Hydro there. Lots of shells going in from both the Harugamo and from GM Schwartz's Des Moines. It's the Harugamo's only one that's got shells on him now. Continuing to fire them. Getting a little bit of extra chip damage there as they push Classics over towards the C cap. Now Live off the hook. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What about Liv?
I was going to say Live off the hook, finding himself in a very similar position to what we saw the Des Moines in the southwest corner of the cap last game, caught under Schlieffen secondaries, but doing good work against Danny's broadside with all this AP.
Well, it's worth it to note that that's exactly where Live Off the Hook died last game to the Ohio. Here comes Ikvik's Ohio Salvo on Danny Loves. Schlieffen.
I gotta say, Salem should weather this assault better than a Des Moines does, just because the Salem has that fancy super heal.
Absolutely.
But you see Danny already down a ton of HP. So is the Z42 of Billy Butcher over at the A-Cap, already down a big chunk of HP.
Yeah, that early contact with Jeff Bezos, man, did not work out for him. Meanwhile, out on the C cap, all the way on the 10 line, we've got Coops, Brizzy, and Cowboys Gearing trying to make stuff happen. Cowboy detected now. Just opened up his guns, got shot at for a little bit. Wanted to know, is the enemy destroyer in the smoke or out of the smoke?
Danny Schlieffen limps away on 12,000 HP. Live off the hook Salem equally limping on less than 5.
Wow.
And we're just now 5 minutes into the game. These two teams brutalizing each other so far. But it's a 100-point lead for AAA on the strength of the B cap. That was Classics Marceau driving in, picking up the cap, bailing out. Amazon just now picking up the C cap. That's going to allow them to start ticking up some points as well, but 120 points behind here early.
Yeah, I don't like how far Live Off the Hook is backed up. He is on radar. He's detected. I was expecting...
Oh, no, the Napoli salvo. Look at that. Oh, it does get ricochet. He ricochets it.
Wait, there's more.
But Danny, there's the salvo from Danny. Liv retreats just a little too far, gets caught out by GM Schwartz's radar, and goes down.
Yeah, he's playing far too centralized in that channel. He has to pick an island and stick to it. He didn't do that.
And now Tires Harugamo and GM Schwartz's Des Moines going to try and farm out Ham's Hammer Schlieffen.
It can happen.
Schwartz sitting comfortably outside, at least it would seem, of Ham's secondary range.
He's not even spotted, by the way. If you look at him, he's keeping the center
he's
of his
not.
ship.
Look at that.
Center of his ship behind the rock.
Brilliant positioning. The center line of the ship, which is what you have to spot to actually get vision, cleverly hidden behind this rock, but his bow turret's up forward where they have clear lines of fire.
Right.
GS Patton's Des Moines drives in, grabs A on behalf of AAA. They'll start to build a small lead here.
Yeah, interesting decision to just shove his Des Moines in, but I guess with Bill so low, and speaking of which, he got even lower, just got detected. Patton's in a precarious position here. I just not sure how he's going to get out of this okay. Schlieffen is backed in. Danny Loves is now taking the B cap.
Hearing Brisbane smoke push up the 10 line, trying to keep those guys pushed well back off the C cap. And yep, Danny trying to flip B.
DH does catch Cowboys Gearing for just a moment on radar.
Pretty much nothing they can do about the B cap, Zap. They have no way to spot Danny.
Yep.
And even if they could, it would take Ikix, Ohio probably to get shells on him.
Not only that, but there's not much they can do either about the C cap.
Have a look at Patton's Des Moines getting hammered by the Harugamo AP.
Uh-huh. And that's what I was getting about with that position. He sold the farm
to Captain. Very bold. Yeah.
Oftentimes, we see in competitive, we see it in randoms too. If we're not sure what to do, default decision is to advance, push, grab something. Last game we cast when AAA beat out whoever they were, just a minute ago, we saw Patton also doing the same kind of thing. One line, thank you. He went up a little bit too far early there. Didn't pay the price for it that time, but this time definitely does.
Absolutely. Amazon with the brilliant focus fire, pushing out a ship that was exposed and vulnerable, taking care of the kill, and that's your first lead change, up 100 points and climbing. 11 and a half minutes to play.
Yeah, I don't see a way for AAA to get back into this game at this point.
It's going to be tough, Zaf, because if they what they have to do in my mind, they have to rotate somebody towards the middle of the board. But who you going to, as soon as you do that, you're going to open up things for Amazon to potentially push up the 1-2 line and get back onto the A cap.
Yes.
So that's a challenge, right? Now, Danny just got dunked by somebody. He had 35,000 hit points. I think Ikik just dunked him for another 15 or 20 there. So he's going to back off the cap. If they can secure a kill on Danny, it opens up the middle of the board a bit. But until they do, I would not be excited about pushing in there if I'm AAA.
So the key to this is classics, and he didn't take the opportunity. I think the best thing he could do with that Marceau is YOLO the Schlieffen. Get him off the board. Get Danny Loves out of here. Bill Butcher spotted all the way on the other side. He's going to go out momentarily.
Yep. If they get Danny off the board, they have the opportunity to get back into the middle. And yeah, Butcher's just firing his guns wide open. They're going to hit him with something eventually, and there it is.
Mm-hmm.
A 3-ship lead now for Amazon. Up, many ships, up a cap, focusing out Hammers, Schlieffen here on the northwestern side of the B cap. Sorry, northeastern side.
Now, the Burgon does go down to the Marsilli, so that's kind of cool to see.
Must have burned him down, just continued to chase down here. But he's going to have a much tougher time against the Napoli.
That is very true. Napoli is already burning. But more importantly, there's just not much time left in this game. 4 minutes, although Hans Hammer is now clearly the focus target. Goes down to Danny Loves or Schlieffen.
Goes down here. Ikix Ohio going to manage to dodge most, I think, if not all of these deep waters from Jeff Bezos' Yang. Just going full speed, trying to get into a better position. I got to say, it feels like if they would turn and focus the Marseille out, they would seal this whole thing up. But I got to say, even without that, they've got such a commanding lead, it's going to be very difficult for AAA to get back into this.
I think it makes perfect sense for Amazon just to ignore that Marseille. If the Marseille does kill the Napoli, he's out of the game.
The enemy is about to win.
Yeah.
So what does it matter at this point? They're far better served holding their ground, taking down the few remaining ships left. Like, for example, this Harugumo taking down the Marceau.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe... So, AAA, I feel pretty confident at this point, going to lose game 1, Zath. If you look back on it, how do you... Was it a positional thing? Do you think they could have positioned ships differently? This strat worked for them last time. What didn't work this time?
I would say the main thing that didn't work this time is it felt like they did the exact same thing that they did before. They didn't learn any of the lessons from that game. So, the Salem player didn't learn the lesson of going up against the island more so that when needed to get back up and block those shots. It felt like they were just expecting the same results out of doing the exact same thing. This is a different team. They've got a different lineup. So things are very different.
Agreed. Amazon also doing a brilliant job of keeping Danny Loves' Schlieffen alive when, honestly, he had no business being alive.
Right.
The missed opportunity picking up that kill in the middle of the board really cost them, as now the Marceau picks up what is nearly a double strike to seal the win here. We're 5 seconds from an Amazon win here in game.
Pretty much. And there it goes.
Well, Amazon claims their map pick. They came into Shatter. It was their pick, and they showed why.
That they did. That they did. A fantastic opening battle to this best of 3 series.
All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 2 of this best of 3 series between Amazon and AAA here in the winner's bracket of Group 7 on Day 3 here, King of the Sea in North America. Let's have a look over the Amazon lineup. We're looking at Alexa again here in the Ohio. Looks like more or less the same build as last time. Was Alexa in the Ohio? No, Alexa was a Bergonia last game. So different battleship lineup here for Amazon. Going with the Ohio with more or less a survivability style build. A little bit of secondary emphasis there with the 3-point captain skill. Danny Love swapping from Schlieffen to St. Vincent, again with a bit of a survivability plus range. Fronted by a 4-cruiser lineup, double Salem, that's GM Schwartz, and Alexa, How to Stop You. I love these names, Zap. I love it. Man with an RX-7 moving into a Stalingrad for this particular game, going the range mod there. And Coop in a Brisbane back here, playing behind Cowboys gearing once again. The other destroyers on the other side here, that's Jeff Bezos moving from a Yu Yang into a legendary gearing of his own. And Tyre in a swapping from Harugumo to a Kleber. What do we got on the south side for AAA, Zath?
Before we get to that, a request from Danny Loves as we got started for us to please say their proper formal name. Team Amazon's formal name is Please Sponsor Us, Daddy Jeff.
There you go.
There you go.
Daddy Jeff on the team as well, so they can just be asking him directly.
And by the way, I do want to appreciate that they didn't say something like, Alexa, turn off the lights or something like that, because you and I could totally be trolled casting that. Any case.
Possibly. Go ahead.
I tried to say that a little quiet so she wouldn't hear. Anyway, AAA bringing St. Vincent survivability. And on this flank, we've got a Colbert, bad player from Kana something, with range build and Lighthouse Colbert.
Interesting.
Uh,
Curious choice.
Salem and a legendary Kleber to rock that to finish that off, and then we've got Classics' Daring in the middle of the map, same kind of build, gun build. Ikix Ohio, same thing we've seen. Patton in the Salem now, playing very, very aggressively in that channel, and then of course DH in the Brizzy and Blood Driver A in the legendary Torp Spect gearing.
DH's Brisbane already has a radar up over here on the 9 line, taking shots downrange at Cowboy, not landing anything yet.
No, but there's that threat, of course, forcing Cowboys' Death Snail to move. But we're going to see again the gearing Brizzy matchup over here.
Ikix Ohio making his presence felt, already slapping the Alexa's Salem in the middle of the board there for 10K through the bow.
And Danny loves the St. Vincent as well.
Oh, he took a shot at Danny. Oh, yeah, look at that. Danny's already down almost 30K.
That was the first salvo, or first 2 salvos, one of the 2, while we were talking about builds.
I got to say, Zach, you know what? You see some Battleship players, it's just a privilege to watch them. Mm-hmm. I've really felt that way the games we've cast of AAA. Watching Ikik play this Ohio, it's like a little bit of a masterclass, right? He's just very, very good with it. Oh, man, Billy Butcher's in trouble.
You know, Ikik, I think a lot of Angel Stone. You know, when I see Ikik, I think of him over on EU.
Had the exact same thought. Billy Butcher now down under 3,000 HP and falling. More shells continuing to seek him out as he finally goes dark over here along the 1 line.
Yeah, but Jeff Bezos isn't so lucky.
No, Jeff also getting he's under the Colbert Hydro, I'm guessing?
Colbert's Hydro just went up to ensure that Jeff Bezos is always seen.
Yeah, I think they're going to lose this gearing right away to off the hook Salem, and there he goes. So what could have been disastrous for AAA turns out being a first blood for Amazon. I'm sorry, other way around.
For AAA, correct.
For AAA. What could have been disastrous turns out being a first blood for them.
That's right. No sponsorship for you, Amazon.
That's right. Especially not if Daddy Jeff's going to throw away his shit that fast.
Right.
Now, check out Classics conga line torpedoes on Man with an RX-7 here, Zaf. Look at this.
I love it.
2, 3. How many out of this next wave? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh,
takes
my
him
goodness.
Down.
What a brilliant salvo from Classics Daring here in the middle of the board. And just like that,
wow.
Well, I was about to say AAA was up 2 ships, but then they lost. They did finally lose Billy Butcher.
Yep, he does finally go down to Schwartz's radar in the Salem.
Well, that claws them back. But it's still about an 80-point lead here for AAA early on the strength of 2 quick kills less than 6 minutes into this game as Danny St. Vincent driving full bore into the A-cap.
And that's the problem. How can the Colbert escape with the St. Vincent and, mind you, in Ohio coming the other side?
Pretty confident he can't.
He needs to move. He just needs to go forward and dodgy things.
He's definitely pinned. Here comes the Ohio salvo. He managed to weather the St. Vincent salvo, but the Ohio salvo seals that deal as now Danny's got to take a St. Vincent salvo broadside of his own, and he gets absolutely hammered for half his remaining HP.
Wait, Ohio came in. Nope. Didn't do much damage.
An absolute bloodbath here on Sleeping Giant early, Zaf.
Yes, absolutely. The decision to put both battleships from Amazon on one flank is proving decisive on this side. They said they wanted to win A. Well, they've done it.
Well, guess what? Seems like they're going to pull it off as the lead flops back the other way. Amazon is they're going to lose Danny right here, though.
Oh, yes. There he goes.
There he goes. So briefly tied on ships, now down a ship again, but up on caps in solid control of A for the moment. I really feel like now, Zaf, the C flank is going to be decisive.
So I'm looking over there already. DH taking some hits. I think he might have hit a torpedo. His DCP is down. His heal is down. Yeah, he probably hit a torpedo. He does have that super heal, but I don't know that I want to depend on that.
No, I mean, as good a ship as Brisbane is, that super heal can give you a bit of a false sense of security, right? Just like Minotaur.
Yes.
Minotaur can weather a lot of things, but if you're not careful, you'll look up and suddenly you just pop like a balloon.
Right.
Check out Patton.
Yep, I see him.
Patton and Classics pushing right through the middle of the board, looking like maybe they're going to try to crush Alexa, but I don't think they know that Kleber is back there ready to back up his teammate.
Well, and the thing is, too, is that Alexa doesn't have his radar's available. He's not popping it yet. And there seems to be a little bit of slight miscommunication as Patton might take all of these torps meant for Classics.
Yeah, he's slowing down. Nope. He slowed down in time to block them. Salem now getting eyes on... Okay, no, those shots are going out. Where are those shots going? He's just fishing.
They're guessing.
No, goodness. Look at the
spotted.
Kleber. The Kleber comes around the corner, has no idea Patton's there.
Nope.
And so,
surprise!
And so now it's surprise Des Moines, as now Classics and Tyre basically has to just dive the Des Moines and hope he can get the torpedoes off.
He
gets off one rack. It's going to be enough for a hit, 2 hits.
2 hits.
But not enough for the kill.
Now, if I'm Patton, I'm going full send and just ramming.
I mean, you can probably get away with that. I think that's what needs to happen here. I don't think he has the health to survive a sustained duel with Alexa. He needs to try for the ram.
Right. Oh, no, he's going for the turret kills.
A little bit of overcorrection there. I think he's going for the turret disables to try and make sure he can get in close enough, but... Ugh.
I mean, you could do it, but I'd much rather see him just ensure that this Salem doesn't live. Yep, he did.
He got one.
He did.
Alexa's B turret permanently destroyed there. Now Alexa's going to go for the ram if he lives, and she's not going to. All the fires, a couple single tours going out. Wow.
Patton got citadeled in the front, but
yeah, big decisive kills. Now a 3-ship lead for AAA.
And to add insult to injury, Blood Diver is backing into CCAP.
Well,
and
they could use a little more cap control, Zath, I think, just to kind of help put a little more pressure on AMZN. They have a huge lead on ships and health.
That's right.
But I mean, you always want to be looking for ways to put more pressure on your opponent. And I think picking up C would be a great way to do it, because right now, the other thing they could do, and I think you're kind of seeing Hans do this, or Hams do this in the St. Vincent, push up and challenge, or either ram or kill or whatever, get this Ohio off the board, and then see what happens.
Yep. Patton now tempting fate.
Full send, baby. Check it out.
Again, moving forward. Yeah, but if the Ohio is ready...
I know.
He's not.
I wouldn't make this play right now. It seems too early. Oh, wow.
Big hits.
Wow.
Big hits from...
Ikik has to be Ikik again.
No, that was Hans Hammer St. Vincent.
Was it the St. Vincent getting that hit?
That was.
Whole bunch of cleanup going on here, but now on to CCAP. Are they going to push him off? They are. Blood Driver getting pushed off by Coop's radar. Blood Diver trying to get to some cover here behind this island. Hasn't made it yet. Can't. Oh, they don't want to lose this ship. Don't give them a free kill. There, he's finally off the radar, finally behind cover. Manages to sneak away on about 7,000 HP.
Well, while you've been watching that, we've been watching the travesty that is Darth Alexa. What's my PR? The Wise.
Yeah, the Ohio.
As he takes the funny torp.
He takes the
funny torp.
Takes the funny torp. That's going to leave these guys in control of this entire half of the map. Basically, nothing going right for AMZN in this game. The bloodbath early working out in AAA's favor. They're going to claim game 2.
I'm going to do something I haven't done before so far this KOTS, and that is set everything ahead of time.
Oh, yeah.
Blood Diver,
They're going to get Blood Diver. They're going to get him.
Oh, no. Nope.
Wow, they get Cowboy instead.
Oof.
That's unusual.
That is. I was just about to say, Cowboy. I'm disappointed.
Yeah. How many times have we seen Cowboy bring his gearing back from the edge of death and still impact a game, but not here?
No.
Well, Coop now the last surviving ship here for AMZN. He knows it's over. He's just going to go up here and get in a gunfight. with Dreadnought.
And he's going to turn into a torpedo. That's... Oh,
Nope.
never mind. Desync says no.
Still couldn't make that happen.
But Citadel's coming in from somebody else. I think that was Ikik's Ohio.
Well, and Dreadnought firing the AP into the bow here, looking for some Citadels up forward, perhaps. Coop not making it easy, but Dreadnought is grabbing the odd Citadel here and there.
The enemy is about to win.
I don't know about you,
A little bit of Brisbane.
my desync is so crazy right now.
Yeah, yep. Witnessed the Australian ramming action, but he misses the ram. Not able to pull it off. And Dreadnought taking the AP, going out right there as Blood Diver now caught under the radar. Can Coop get shells on him?
Coop's like, too soon, Junior.
Coop's like, no way, man. I am not dying that easy.
Meanwhile, nobody else can shoot Coop right now.
Nobody can see him.
I was so looking forward to a ram to finish this
The enemy is
game.
about to win.
I was thinking the ram was going to happen, but it was ram denied. Let's see. Coop still got hydro, right?
30
he
seconds
does.
away.
Down, though. He's going to just pop up here and spot this gearing on the surface and assassinate him. Blood Diver's about to die. He doesn't even know it, but it's about to happen right about there.
Execution.
Torpedoes coming in. Coop immediately hits the rudder. He knows how this game is played. Ohio salvo coming in. Nothing doing.
Nope.
Coop picking up 2 late kills, but there's no way it's going to be enough.
No. No, at this point, Coop is just going to save his
The enemy is
star.
about to win.
Pretty much.
I mean, look at Ikik just sitting there in Ohio saying, well, we're waiting.
Coop now sitting broadside, getting a little spotted. Nope, the Ohio missed. Dropped that salvo where they thought he was, not where they had spotted him. Coop opening up after those shells were in the air.
It actually looked like Ikik shot his teammate. He shot right at that Gearing's dead Hulk.
Yeah, right at the Gearing's corpse. Coop gonna wrap the south end of the cap here. A little over 2 minutes on the game timer. Sooner or later, Coop will stumble into somebody who will just
End him.
end him. He does have a heal left. I don't know how much full pen damage and such he's taken, so we'll just have to see.
Yeah. But
I'm
at this
surprised
point,
he hasn't used it yet if he can get anything out of it.
At this point, I mean, just end
Oh, no.
it.
You almost do have to wonder why drag it out, right? But, you know, if this is a random battle, for sure. I always play random battles to conclusion because
absolutely.
you could always potentially be picking up more XP. Now, Coop's about to sail into the radar bubble of Live Off the Hook Salem. Right about there or so. Yep, there it is. Coop radar. They know exactly where to look for him now. As he puts his hydro up, he knows Hams is coming.
Oh, yeah. He actually looks like he had both consumables going.
Yeah, he put his radar and his hydro up. He's going to try and get torpedoes on Hams, it looks like. He is. Whole bunch of single launch Hams pulling the brakes. Doesn't want this to happen.
Island eats the one that could have hit him.
Looks that way.
Look at Ikik. He's like, yeah, okay, let's get this done.
Yeah, it is rare to see a team kind of drag these things out like this, you know?
Hans waiting. There's the horns of winning.
Yep. Coop answering with a horn of his own. Basically, what are you gonna? Just come get me, boys. What are you waiting on? What are you afraid of?
Remember, Brizzy has more than just 3 torpedoes on each side.
Yes, she does. She's still sitting on 7 in the tubes right there.
So I think what we're going to see is Ikik is going to go the other side of the channel, and then they're going to push together. So Coop has to pick.
It'll never happen. Game's over in 20 seconds.
That's right.
Coop's just like sitting here. This is bizarre.
This is the weirdest ending conclusion to a King of the Sea battle this season, guys.
I've never seen a team that's obviously going to lose like this just force it to go all the way to time. Yeah, drive to go. There's no advantage to it.
It gives them more time to talk it over before they have to get into the next game.
Perhaps. That's perhaps the only real advantage. You can spend more time kind of analyzing things.
You know, go back to your stream, my stream coverage. What did we do wrong? Try to figure that out. Talk through it.
I don't know.
While Coop is sitting there like, all right, guys, I'll just entertain everyone for you.
Game 2 going to AAA there in fairly decisive fashion. Well played.
Yeah, this was awesome to see them come back and just pull that win out. So now they're forcing a Game 3. We love Game 3s, don't we, Raptor?
Everybody loves Game 3 around here, Zach. Everybody loves Game 3.
I would love to take the top here, so that would be AAA.
Okay, so let me do a little bit of this action and take it away, my friend. What do we got going on for AAA?
So both teams looking to win this game. This is Game 3. We'll decide who advances from this bracket and who has to go to the loser's bracket to try again. AAA bringing Ohio, St. Vincent. Looks like the same builds. Dreadnought this time in a Minotaur because Brisbane has been banned. We've got a Marsilli, a Stalingrad for Patton this time. Interesting. Reload spec, and then a Des Moines instead of Salem for live off the hook. For destroyers, we've got a legendary Torch spec Gearing, a standard Kleber, and
a standard Kleber.
Yeah, and a gun build Daring. What do we got for Amazon?
All right, opposing them from the South Spawn, our boys in Amazon that won Game 1, but kind of all fell apart for them in Game 2. Trying to make it work here. Returning to the board with Alexa's Ohio. Looks like the same basic build. Danny now swapping into the third different battleship we've seen him play this match. Now in a Conqueror, having previously run a Schlieffen and then a St. Vincent. That's a fairly standard Conqueror build. Again, more survivability, right? You're looking at fire prevention and all the like. A little odd maybe to see fire prevention on a Conqueror, but I'll allow it. Makes sense.
I'll allow it.
Fronted by a triple cruiser lineup. That's GM Schwartz and a Moskva. That is a unique upgrade Moskva for the increased accuracy. Man with an RX-7 and a Stalingrad. Would have had a better game last time if he hadn't gotten conga line torpedoed out of the middle of the board. Literally just one salvoed.
Yeah.
Brilliant play there. And Coop also in with the Brisbane ban in action this game has taken a Minotaur of his own. Now, Amazon moved into a 4 destroyer lineup this time. On the left flank, we have Jeff Bezos here in a Smoke Harugamo. That is a unique upgrade mod for that ship. Cowboys Gearing, typical what we've been seeing. That's a legendary torpedo build Gearing. Nothing shocking there. Tyler now in a Daring in the middle of the map. A bit of a gun build there, although he's got kind of an odd mix because he's got torpedo upgrade in slot 3 and a gun upgrade in slot 6. On the far right flank, we have, it's a Union thing, a player we have not seen previously in this match, running a full torpedo build Shimakaze, but that is not a unique upgrade or anything, just a regular full-out torpedo
There
build.
is something unique, though, about the Shimakaze's build.
Okay, let me have a peek. What did I miss? Hold on. Let me see if I detect it. I see RPF, I see Brisk, I see Concealment. What am I missing?
If the team panels mod has been updated correctly, he's running 20-kilometer torpedoes.
Ah, okay. So he's running the noob tubes.
Yes.
All right.
Reach all the way to the back of the map.
Have a look at early deployment here, and we're seeing maybe a bit of an adaptation to how teams have been kind of approaching Warriors' path. We've seen a lot of heavy splits where everybody tends to ignore the middle of the board early. We're not seeing that here. Both Darings and 2 Russian radar cruisers working over the B cap early. That's Classic Centurier and GM Schwartz and GS Patton.
Interesting to see just the radars sitting there in wait.
Lying in wait. Classic's going to step onto the cap in just a moment.
Yeah, he's fixing to bait that radar, I think.
Schwartz is lit. They know exactly where to look for him. That's going to actually keep Classics off the cap. In fact, he got spotted on the surface by Twire. Yep. Now they're trading a little bit of gunfire of their own.
The important thing is that Classics can actually stop here, back up, smoke, and radar. Get that into radar. I'm surprised he hasn't
salvo
yet.
Coming in on Schwartz. Nope, nothing doing.
Classics now taking the opportunity to farm down Schwartz's Moskva.
Might as well. Not worth blowing the radar while Classics isn't on the cap. Twire about to step into the cap. Still hasn't gotten quite over the line yet. right about there. There it is.
Yep. Meantime, back at A, we have Amazon's Death Snail set in place. There's the radar at B.
Oops, Minotaur's got his Hydro up, looking for a way through these torpedoes. Doesn't look like he's going to find it. He's going to take at least one of these, I'm pretty confident. Oh, it scrapes the paint off his bow. Nicely maneuvered.
Well, you know, there's that desync, so...
Well, a little bit of that, and also he cut his throttle at just the right time, and that worked out brilliantly. He played that just about perfectly. Classic spotted somehow. I'm not even sure how.
Must have moved farther forward, I think.
Now they used Patton's radar to push Twire off the cap. Twire trying to get back in again. Looks like he'll be there in a few seconds. I'm guessing now at this point, Amazon should be able to pick up B, and then it'll be a question of whether or not Classics and GS Patton can engineer a way to get back onto the cap.
Yeah, I want to take a moment and talk about the choice for Danny Loves taking this Conqueror. Conqueror is a good battleship choice if you want to just burn the heck down out of enemy Stalingrads, Marseilles, and St. Vincent's.
I gotta say, you know Burgonia far better than I do. I don't even own the ship, and I'm not sure I've ever played it. Why would you take a Conqueror instead of a Burgonia? Other than the super heal, that's obvious. But beyond that, from a firepower perspective, aren't they pretty similar?
No. So since the Conqueror, like I said, the Conqueror very good at anti-battleship stuff, right? Because you just fire HE and laugh as you break all the modules and things and set fires and stuff like that, and you go low, who cares? Burgon is different. You think of Burgon, what do we miss?
Oh, they know where to look for the daring. Oh, they've got the Des Moines radar. I was going to say, Twire's daring looked like Ikik took a blind fire salvo. It still managed to connect with the shell, but I realized later it wasn't blind fire. They had used Live Off the Hooks Des Moines to pick him up.
Gotcha.
Anyway, go ahead.
So a Burgon is better suited for anti-cruiser work as opposed to anti-battleship work from a Conqueror. You play Burgon like an oversized Henri. You use the speed to get out on the flank, concealment to get up behind somebody or next to somebody, and then you blappy blap with the AP into cruisers, reload boost until ready, serves 10.
Okay.
So that's the big difference between those two. They are both clad in 32mm armor, so that's one similarity between the two of them.
Yep. Twire again about halfway done with the B cap as the Death Snail over at A creeps closer to the edge of that cap. In fact, Coop's Minotaur, I mean, that guy is less than 9 kilometers from Blood Driver's gearing. His radar is available. Blood Diver, if he ever got radared right now, that might be catastrophic for him.
Yeah, he's doing a nice job of getting into that kite away positioning. He just needs... Oh, there's the spots. Cowboy detected.
Yep. Now they know to look for him there. They spot him on the surface. Cowboy's going to slow down and let the smoke envelop him. And then there comes the radar from Coop. And so now they're going to have all kinds of time to punish Blood Diver over here on the one line.
I'm surprised Blood Diver didn't open up with his guns as soon as he saw Cowboy. He had to have been looking there. Get the decap. You know you're going to be detected. You know you're going to be on radar.
Yep. They continue to use French radar to reset Twire's daring in this smoke cloud at B, Zach.
I love it. Man with an Arc 7 Stalingrad, he was being farmed for a bit. Danny Loves is now at half in the Conqueror, but I mean, he's got a super heal. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
And there's the end of the radar. Blood Diver now making a hard turn to get those torpedoes into the Snail as quickly as possible.
As now Coop catching Dreadnought's Minotaur broadside with a bunch of AP, of course, because Minotaur getting some good hits.
But Coop also detected now.
The Ohio salvo coming in.
Big hit
Nothing
there.
doing. I'm not sure where that was, unless the desync is catching up with me. Those didn't look like Ohio shells, but it could have been the desync.
It's the desync.
Yeah.
That was the Ohio.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice smoke from Blood Driver now on Coop.
Yep. Ikik now returning Ohio shells back at Coop's Minotaur. See how he weathers this. Looks like he's going to be okay. Yep. Nothing doing. And he's dark now. Well, we're 9 minutes in, and it's a very tight game. Only about 10 points apart. Again, they're doing a brilliant job of keeping Twires daring off of B. He still managed to never cap, and now he's getting pushed.
Look at live off the hooks.
Yeah.
Des Moines.
I love this maneuver because they really can't punish it. He gets to make this maneuver right into the channel and now threaten the flank of both the Moskva and Twires daring.
I don't like Bill Butcher's position in the Kleber. I feel like he'd be better served just to go and YOLO Stalingrad, you know, man with an RX-7 Stalingrad. Instead, he's sitting there.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like that position. Yeah. The Shima also, unfortunately, Union thinks Shimakaze has not accomplished very much over here. He keeps volleying the torpedoes. I almost think I would prefer to see him stagger the launches a little more rather than try and launch them all in waves.
The wall of skill is mighty.
The wall of skill is difficult against players who understand what Shimakaze is capable of and know approximately where you are and where the torpedoes are going to be coming from.
Yeah.
Once they have an idea of that, they can play against it effectively.
Radar up, hitting tiers.
Yep, they pulled Twire off the cap, but they may lose him.
I think they're okay-ish.
It's going to be very close. He's out of heals. He's completely out of heals.
That's true. Meanwhile, Classics is now using his final heal.
AAA has done a brilliant job of coordinating fire, board position, and radars to keep B out of the hands of AMZN. I had assumed AMZN was going to pick up that cap several minutes ago, and they've never done it. We're now over the halfway mark of the game. It's a tight game, Zath.
Ohio Shells coming in on live off the hook right now. In the channel, one connects. Could have been a lot worse. Speaking of worse, oh, nope, live off the hook's radar is off.
Cowboy's got torpedoes going downrange onto Patton's Stalingrad. It looks like he's going to land at least one, if not two of these. There's one, and the other ones are just barely going to miss. So he does get one into the Stalingrad's bow. As now Alexa, what's my PR? The Ohio has moved up there to kind of help counter that Stalingrad position as well.
That's right.
Only 12 to 15 points apart, depending on where the ticks are, Zath. And there's only 9 minutes left.
Coop now pushing forward, getting smoked up by Bezos' Harugumo. Ikek took a shot, but Coop stopped early.
I feel like, Zath, we've reached a point where this game is going to be decided on who makes a mistake first.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, Bill Butcher going into A or B cap with his Kleber, catching Tour out.
Yeah, caught a little glimpse there.
French radar
You're
go.
on 1600 HE, 1600 AP has 1600 HE. God, 1600 HP. I'll get it out in a minute.
Yes.
Has to just retreat, and he cannot afford to get spotted again. B-Cap continuing to be tightly contested. Cowboy with another torpedo salvo out there looking for both Classics and GS Patton, but Classics' Hydro is up. He should see those coming.
Absolutely. I think it's very smart here of Patton backing off, recognizing, you know, he's got to stay frosty to all these torpedoes coming in.
7.5 minutes. Things are starting to get a little tense out here.
Whole team's looking at the scoreboard, keeping an eye on things.
Very, very tight game. Nobody wants to flinch first. Nobody wants to be, oh man, GS Patton takes at least one of those gearing torpedoes.
Even though they were spotted.
Even though they were right through the Hydro, he was moving slow enough, he wasn't able to maneuver effectively. The more I look at the board, Zath, the more I'm getting the sense that this Ohio position of AMZN is going to become very decisive here in a moment.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Cowboy detected now on radar. Okay, Bill Butcher now detected.
Butcher in B, but look back at C. Union thinks Shimakaze has moved up, and they can't prevent this cap, Zath. Live Off the Hook has no more radars left.
So that should...
So we've already had our... That's a lead change. AMZN now in the lead.
Yeah.
And they'll start ticking up a bigger lead. No, Live Off the Hook steps onto the cap.
He is in the cap.
To prevent the completion, but it has to back off.
Yeah, this is the part where I think the St. Vincent Marseille are just going to hit W. Unfortunately, Hans is going to W into a torpedo spread. Looks like he came out of it okay.
Nope, he's fine. He took none of those. They do catch the Shimakaze as Live Off the Hook reverses back into the cap again. But now with 6 minutes to play, it's about a 50-point lead for Amazon and growing. AAA not anywhere near a cap they can do anything about. Their only hope really is Live Off the Hook and maybe Butcher sneaking up to grab B, but they have no hope at A.
Plastics detected now. He's trying to make something happen, but I don't know. He's trading a lot of hit points to do it. Yeah.
Cowboy smoking his way into the extreme far southwestern edge of the B cap, right in front of Butcher's Kleber, right in front of Patton Stalingrad. The Stalingrad is out of radar. They've expended all of these resources to get to this point, and now kind of sucking wind here at the end.
Yeah, at this point, I think Patton needs to just go. He needs to make that decisive play. Honestly, drive exactly where, almost over
Butcher
to where, yeah, like, or I was actually thinking they need to.
The enemy is about to win.
They need to find a way to make a decisive play at B. They haven't been able to do it so far.
No.
And they are going to lose this war of attrition.
Yep. Live Off the Hook almost had C recaptured, but takes a few shells from Danny's Conqueror, I think. Gets the reset in. Now, Man with an RX-7 is starting to get pretty low, and Live Off the Hook's got him locked up on Hydro.
Yep.
If AAA can pick up this kill, that's points they desperately need, but it's not going to be enough to flip it in their favor, and we're under 5 minutes to go.
Now,
in fact, Ohio shells from Alexa coming in, looking for Liv, and coming up. Well, they got a little bit of a hit there.
Little connection there. RX-7 has his final heal gone. His DCP is down. So all it takes is one fire, and he's done.
There's only 15. Oh, they get the Marseille. They finally get Sparkle Fury. That's a big kill for Amazon, because now even if they lose RX-7, the points will more or less stay where they were. Hydro's going to expire here on Live Off the Hook. Butcher going deep. Are they going to be able to salvage his ship?
I mean,
looks like he might be finally making a run on the Moskva here.
Yeah, but he's
Cowboys waiting for him.
Way too much to do it.
Yeah. Under 4 minutes. It's a big lead for Amazon, but a couple of kills on AAA's favor could actually still flip this. They do manage to push Blood Diver back into A. They've got to take a risk here, but he's broadside in front of a radar Minotaur.
Yep, and you can see there's the radar.
Ikix Ohio also pushing hard for A.
Sure.
They've got to get somebody into B as quick as they can.
They
do grab Butcher, and that puts them on an extreme timer now. 40 seconds left in this game to an Amazon win. I'm really surprised I didn't dive B, Zath. Even Class 6 isn't going over there.
No, that's what I mean. Like, they were playing at such a... They had some brilliant maneuvers, but then they just kind of stopped and said, well, we'll just wait for them to make a mistake.
Yeah.
This is King of the Sea. At some point, people don't make those kinds of mistakes you're hoping for.
No. 15 seconds away. They're gonna push Ikix Ohio into A. That's gonna buy them a few extra seconds, but that's all it's gonna buy them. Unless they're not gonna be able to step onto B, this game's gonna end in just a few seconds here. Unless they can bag a kill on Man with an RX-7 for a time extension, I just don't see it, Seth.
It's not gonna happen anytime soon unless we have Ohio shells inbound.
No, looks like Amazon's gonna hold on to claim a very hard-fought Game 3. What did I miss?
Patton just got hammered by Schwartz's Moskva, came out in the Stalingrad broadside to give me a beautiful death pick. Thank you so much for that.
Well, there it is. Team Red there, Amazon claiming the win. They are moving on to day 4 here on North America.
That's right. Fantastic series fought by both sides. Now,
great series.
AAA isn't out. AAA will now go back and fight in the loser bracket for another shot.